Shall we begin? Let's begin now.
Hey, well, here we are again, and it is Miscellaneous Friday. So, Valentine's Day is all done for another year. I'm still wearing the hat though. For the longest time, this was like the worst holiday ever for me. You know, because I'm single. But even when I was married, it was just not a good day. Ever, because of the kind of jerk I was married to. But then I was single, and I so did not want to be single. To me, single meant unwanted, unlovable, ugly. Something must be wrong with me. It was such an unhealthy mentality. That's the type of mentality and insecurity that drove me into the types of abusive relationships that I was in, because I was never really looking for the right person. I was just looking for anyone. And the thing is, if you're not looking for the right thing, then you're going to accept the wrong thing. And even though I knew that something was wrong with all of the relationships that I was in, for them to be so unhappy and abusive, but I was so afraid to be single, so something was better than nothing. Except it wasn't. It took a few years to shake off this mentality of needing to be with somebody and heal to the point of healthy confidence. And by healthy confidence, I mean not feeling the need to be in a relationship in order to have some sense of self-worth or attractiveness. And now I'm to the point where I'm actually kind of content being single. So it's not like I don't want a relationship, but I'm not really looking for it either. So there was this one guy though that was trying to make something happen with me, but he was just so creepy. Totally creepers. Not what I want in my life at all. But I realized that if I had met him a few years ago, I might have even considered dating him just because he was interested in me. But it didn't take very long in this guy's company. Probably about 2 minutes, because he was decent in the first 2 minutes, but narcissists don't take very long to expose themselves. His character became evident in very short order, and I made it clear that I'm perfectly happy without him. I told him just some of the must-be qualities in a man that I would consider sharing my life with. He told me I'm too picky. Sure, I'm too picky because you're interested in me, but you're a total chauvinistic narcissist jerk, and no total chauvinistic narcissist jerk is making my list. Sure, I would love to be married, but that would have to be one unique kind of dude that I'm not even sure if he even exists. I don't know if he has to be a little more on the normal side, because I am a little bit more on the eccentric side, but he's definitely got to have a balance between old-fashioned traditional values and also be forward-thinking. Probably he's somebody around my age, but age is kind of a negotiable factor for me. He's got to have a great sense of humor, because he won't survive me without it. He's got to be confident, but not arrogant. I cannot stand to be around arrogant or rude people. So he's got to be kind-hearted. He's got to care about people and want to do something good in this world. And he's got to be a man too, you know? I want a man. And this is what I mean having old-fashioned traditional values. I want a man who is a caregiver, but also a protector. I want to feel safe with my man. I want a man who takes on the God-appointed role of a man, which means being an equal partner with me, but him being head of the home. That's God's design. And when people don't try to change the script, it works. Let's see, other things that a guy's gotta be. Well, he's gotta be creative. Preferably, he should be musical. Maybe plays an instrument or multiple instruments like the drums, guitar, and it'd be really cool if he sings. It would be super cool if he was into vlogging, because living with a vlogger, non-vloggers just They don't get it. He's gotta love Italian greyhounds. I'm an Iggy addict. Most importantly though, gotta love God. He's got to be a Jesus-loving, seriously invested Christian. Jesus Christ is number one in my life. And that is actually kind of what makes it hard to find a suitable man, because I have known far too many men who call themselves Christians but still want to compromise in certain areas, and I am not that girl that will compromise. I fully believe what the Bible says about being unequally yoked. I have experienced the destruction of premarital sex, so not doing that again. I have seen what sexual addictions do to people. Addictions to porn and other things, and how those things pervert sexuality as God intended it and cause men to objectify the woman they claim to love. So not doing that either. The men I have encountered are very interested, and they think it's great that I'm such a dedicated Christian. They think they can handle all of the God stuff, but they really can't if they are not taking their life and their walk with God very seriously. And they think that the vlogging is pretty cool and that they can handle that too. No, I don't think they can handle that either, because the novelty of it wears off very quickly. If you're not a vlogger, nah, it's not gonna happen. You've got an ice cube's chance on the surface of the sun of surviving a relationship with me. But even if all of that is working out, it gets to the sex part, and this is the sticking place where the men I have encountered want a compromise. And no, before marriage, the answer is no, 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 and definitely no. After marriage, totally different situation, because God has something to say there too. He says in 1 Corinthians chapter 7, verse 5, do not deprive each other. Some people think God is a prude, right? But hello, he's the one who created sex, okay? But there are boundaries in place in his standards. Those boundaries are there to protect you from something that is so powerful and so persuasive that is intended for good, but when it's misused, it causes a lot of destruction. Sex is like a fire, right? You go camping and you build a fire, and you build a fire in a fire pit. It's contained and it warms you, it cooks your food, you roast your marshmallows on it, you make s'mores, you grab your guitar and sing a few songs around it, it protects you from wild animals. Fire is great when it's contained, but when it's not contained, it's uncontrollable and it burns down the whole forest and everything in it and kills a bunch of stuff. So what is meant for good becomes something extremely destructive. And here we are again with a light-hearted vlog that has gone to a very serious place. Miscellaneous Friday, folks. You never know what's gonna happen. Before I close today, I just want to update you on my friend Steve. Steve and Heather were waiting for the final diagnosis as to what type of cancer Steve is battling. The hope was that it would be a B-cell type lymphoma that is curable. The other possibility was that it could be something called double-hit lymphoma, which is a very aggressive cancer. It's hard to treat. Survival rate is much lower. It would mean that Steve and Heather would have to relocate to go to a bigger center where these more intensive cancer treatments can be done. And it would also mean that the chemo treatments that Steve has already undergone and all of the drugs involved in counteracting the effects of the chemo are all pointless and useless, because if it was double hit, those chemo treatments haven't even touched it. And the very great news is that it is not double hit lymphoma. Praise you, Jesus. Thank you. Praise you, God. That is the relief of the day. So it's great news and such a relief. But Steve is still battling cancer and a host of other complications that are no fault of Steve's and are actually direct negligence of one of the doctors that was working on his case. So Steve and Heather, need your prayers. If you're a praying person, please pray, and please give to the GoFundMe account that is set up in Steve's name. It's called KO Cancer for Steve and Heather. You will find the link for their GoFundMe page in the description, and it's also on my Facebook page, which I will also link in my description. You are helping an entire family when you give to this, so please give. Thank you all so much for supporting my channel and watching my vlogs. This little channel is growing because of you guys, so mad love. Well, I'm out for now, but I will see you again on Sunday. I love you all. Take care of each other. God bless you. Mwah. It's not gonna happen.